Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Invasions with Infomercial on infomercial.invasionsyoutube.com, where we take your calls about Elden Ring invasions. Looks like we've got a caller on the line right now. Caller, could you tell me your name and why you're calling today?
Yeah, my name's Big. My name's Mr. Big, and I had a question for you. What do you think is an underrated Ash of War for when people's trying to gank you?
Thank you very much, Mr. Big. Well, I think my answer for that, and I'm going to stop doing the voice now because it's a little bit weird. It feels weird. I'm just alone in my house doing a little voice like I'm a late night TV host. Anyways, my answer for that, it's not underrated, but it's a classic. It's a gem, and I think people don't sing its praises enough, and that would be Storm Stomp. This is a level 80 strength build. We're rocking a great axe right here. I think this is the duelist great axe, and we've got Storm Stomp on it. It's a heavy infused great axe, and I've found that Storm Stomp is particularly nice for big weapons like this. I imagine it would also be pretty good on any kind of colossal weapon. So we're talking the great sword, the watchdog staff, anything like that. Because if you hit R1 right after the Storm Stomp, it's a little bit of I don't know if it's a true combo, but it's a combo. Most people can't roll out of it in time. So if you have just a huge weapon like this great axe or like something else like it, you can get off some pretty hefty damage. The initial Storm Stomp itself doesn't really do that much damage, but the follow-up really does. And you can see on this guy, either I'm playing on the worst internet of all time or he is, because that bleed proc had a little bit of latency on it. But yeah, this is just a great Ash of War, especially because if you're using a colossal weapon, most people nowadays kind of know how to roll those things. Like, so many people use the great sword, so many people use these weapons in PvP that, if you just kind of run at somebody and do like a running R1, they're going to be able to dodge it most of the time. So you need something to mix it up. And I have found that Storm Stomp can be that thing. It can really be something that makes a difference. Like this fight, for instance, right? We've got a couple of, I wouldn't say they're like mean builds, but they have the potential to be pretty mean. We've got a curved great sword, we've got great shields. So these guys have a lot of survivability, they've got a lot of range, they've got a lot of reach. But if I hit them with the Storm Stomp a little bit, most of the time that's enough to catch them off guard. To where I can actually pop off a little bit more damage against them. So look at that right there. We're putting up like 400-500, when we do this. So it really is something that if somebody has not been, say, leveling Vigor, which a lot of people don't. If somebody has not been leveling Vigor, you can catch them with a Storm Stomp and take out half their health bar. It can also catch jumping attacks, if you saw that right there. This is one of the few ways that I know of interrupting jump attacks. And it comes out quick, too. And it gives you some hyper armor as well. Like, I don't have that much poise on this build. I'm wearing some decently heavy armor. I've got the Bullgoat's Talisman, but, I don't know. Poise doesn't really mean anything in Elden Ring. But hyper armor does. Hyper armor is very important, especially when it comes to strength builds and colossal weapons. So the combo of Storm Stomp plus a weapon like this that has hyper armor, it's kind of built for trades. You get damage reduction when you're in the middle of swings. So even if somebody does hit you while you're in the middle of swinging, it doesn't really hurt you as much as it would have if you were just kind of in neutral, right? You're just kind of standing still. So these, they go together like peanut butter and jelly, They go together like two other things that also go together. I've been playing a ton of Dragon's Dogma 2 recently, and I really like that game, but just playing some Invasions this afternoon, this is what this footage is from, it just reminded me of how much I love Elden Ring and how much I love Invasions. I mean, this is like just the simplest build in the world. I think it's 60 vigor, 40 strength, enough stamina that I can wear that I can wear the armor that I want and use this great axe. And that's pretty much it, right? There's nothing cute. There's nothing fancy on this build. It really didn't take me that long to level up this build, to put it together. And already we have something that is super intimidating, especially in these one-on-one fights. Even somebody kind of rocking a greatsword like that, this can just interrupt their swing and give you a chance for big damage, which I really like and appreciate. What else do we got? What else do we got in here? There's more footage. Look at this, jar cannon. Get a jar cannon. I don't care what kind of build you have. Get the jar cannon, get the hand ballista, get some explosive bolts, and just start shooting at people, you know? I'm actually kind of curious. I should have gone up there and seen if Melina would have fought me if I rushed them. Because I think she would have, right? It's an NPC cooperator that you can summon, so I'm guessing they would fight you if you were like an invader. Also, take a look at this. From downtown, you thought you were safe on the bridge. You're not safe on the bridge. Sometimes you don't want the high ground. People will say, oh, you gotta have the high ground, right? If you're an invader. Don't do it, Skywalker. I have the high ground. But sometimes you want the low ground. I've got friends in low ground places where the whiskey flows and the beer drowns my tears away. Is that how it goes? I grew up listening to Christian radio, so I don't know anything about like country music. That's a country song, right? I've got friends in low places. That's all I know about it. If you ask me about Stephen Curtis Chapman, I can tell you a bit about Stephen Curtis Chapman. I can tell you a little bit about butterfly kisses after bedtime prayers, to tie little white flowers all up in her hair. I think that song is about a girl who died. No, it's about a girl who gets married. But if you're like a weirdo conservative dad, your daughter getting married kind of is like her dying. Look at how annoying these guys are. Look at the skulls. Look at them. What's with the skulls? There's so many of them. You're gonna run out of FP eventually, and after that, you're cooked, man. You're cooked. I should have popped my physic way earlier. In my physic, I have the thing that gives you like infinite poise, basically, and then the thing that also makes it so that magic attacks heal you instead of hurt you for like 10 seconds. And I popped it at the wrong time. I popped it at such a bad time. You want to know about 1,000-foot crutch? I can tell you about 1,000-foot crutch. I can talk about skillet. I can talk about Amy Grant all day long. You want to hear about that? I can talk about that all day long. You want to hear about Reliant K? What a band. What a band, Reliant K. The album, that was the first album I ever owned. I owned that in as physical media in a little CD jewel case. And I got it for my birthday. And I played it in my little Walkman CD player on my headphones. The average age, so I don't really look at YouTube analytics that much, but the average age of people who view my channel, you guys were like born in 2005. So you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't understand how important the Walkman was as a status symbol. But it was, and it was great. And I would listen to Red. What do you know about Red? What do you know about the band named after the color red? I saw them in concert once. They had pyrotechnics. I was at Winter Jam 2011 in Des Moines, Iowa. I got to see them and Newsboys, and the Newsboys had a floating drum set that would float and rotate above the stage. So that's, I don't know anything about country music, but you want to know about Steven Crowder Band? I can tell you about, no. Is it Steve? It's not Steven Crowder. Different Crowder. What is that guy's name? It's not the politics guy. This guy has a cool beard and he sings about Jesus. And I got to see him live and he played the banjo and he made me cry. It's good stuff. Not really. It's bad. You shouldn't listen to any of the bands that I just listed, except for maybe Paramore. I listened to a lot of Paramore growing up as well. Paramore's a good one, right? We're not a Christian band. We're a band with Christians in it. We're not a Christian band. We just sing about Jesus, and we're a band with Christians in it. Look at this guy. Look, he's trying out the whooshers. Whoosh, whoosh, with nobody, right? He's just enjoying the game. I almost felt bad about fighting him. He was just letting it rip. He was just on his own, just completely alone, letting that Rivers of Blood rip. And you know, sometimes that's what you gotta do. You just gotta let it rip. Just on your own, by yourself. Hey, Harlow. Hey, buddy. Come here. Come do some commentary with me. Here. Put your nose up to the microphone. Here. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the YouTube channel. This is Harlow. This is my dog, Harlow. He's sniffing the microphone. He's about to watch me completely end this man's career. R1. Storm Stomp. R1. It's over, buddy. It's been over. It's been over since the day you were born. You're not getting away with this one. Is he, Harlow? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not getting away with this one. All right. Harlow is a mini pinscher Chihuahua mix, and he's very sweet. And he just loves hanging out. He likes sleeping. Sometimes he likes barking. Sometimes he just kind of sits around and barks at nothing. Makes me wonder what's outside. What does he see that I don't see? Sword dance. There you go. Okay, that's it for me. That's it. I'll see you again sometime soon.